you dig it, sucker?
You're listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
You know what? Since you said it, I wasn't going to go to CM Punk just yet, but since you said it, they are negotiating according to the reports. They're negotiating his exit from AEW, trying to do a buyout clause, and they're saying that the thing that's holding it up is the non-compete. That CM Punk has an issue with the non-compete clause, meaning if he were to be bought out of his contract, they would still want him to honor a non-compete of an undisclosed amount of time, meaning he couldn't go to any other major wrestling company, i.e. WWE. What do you think about this news that Punk is getting bought out of the contract? And do you think there's a possibility of him in WWE? Because I actually think there's maybe a 1% chance, and that's about as high as I go. But I just want to know your expert opinion.
It's always a chance, but I don't think it's a big chance or anything like that we see CM Punk back in WWE. I don't think CM Punk wants to go back to WWE. I mean, CM Punk has made it perfectly clear ever since he's shown up in AEW what he feels and what he thinks about WWE and everything in it. I don't think that feeling is going to change or anything like that. As well as we see the turmoil in AEW right now. And all of it surrounds CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
Every bit of it. No matter what, no matter how people can say Hangman Page started it, this, that, whatnot, and the other, but that's like little kids, you know what I mean? Where he hit me, you know what I mean? Well, you hit me first. Yeah. One of those type of things. Okay. I think we're past that. So from a business standpoint, I don't see CM Punk back in WWE. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. But I don't see that.
I don't think it's going to happen either. Because you know who he is now, and I can't believe I'm making this comparison, and maybe it's an unfair one, but he's almost a little bit like an Antonio Brown. Only in this regard of as talented as he is, right? CM Punk, as much of a draw as he can be, and in addition he can be to a roster. It seems as though his attitude and his overall disposition isn't worth bringing into a locker room at this point. And the reason I say that is because AEW is buying him out of his contract.
Allegedly.
And we'll see if that really comes to pass. But if the rumors are true and he is bought out, it would be for that reason. That no matter how much talent you are, no matter how many matches you can deliver at a high quality or eyes you can get on a product or promos you can deliver, the turmoil that your mere presence costs the locker room isn't worth our investment any longer. And to me, if that's true, I know we're operating under a hypothetical situation. That's got to be a major blow to CM Punk as a man. And to say, wow, even as good as I am or I proclaim to be, people still don't want me. And I would hope that Punk would, internally look and see at this situation, hindsight being 2020, and say, how could I have handled this better? And what can I do moving forward to ensure things like this doesn't happen? Because if his excuse is, well, I work with children who aren't as mature as me, well, then Draymond, be the leader that you claim to be. CM Punk said he was a locker room leader, right? Those were the words that came out of his mouth. I'm here to help the young guys. Yeah, that's what Draymond said. Then he punched Jordan Poole in the face, right? And guess what? Draymond got suspended and Jordan Poole got $160 million. Who won that fight? But going back to it, I think that CM Punk, if this is him, the end of him in wrestling, it's a sad way for him to go out, of a guy who could have had a surefire Hall of Fame, legendary, multi-WrestleMania main event run. That turns out that he's his own worst enemy.
Well, everything that happened in WWE, as far as the unhappiness, in WWE because of certain reasons, and I don't want to get into them or anything like that because those are his words as far as he couldn't get along with this guy. This guy was hurting him. This that, well, a lot of stuff. One to work in the main event, WrestleMania, all that stuff. It just goes to show you, like I say, he had it really really good in WWE. He was on a trajectory as far as being, like you just said a second ago, Hall of Famer and all that stuff. That was there for him. CM Punk left because things wasn't quite right for him. He would, like I say, he wanted to be. I think I heard him say it. I think I heard CM Punk say this. He would always be the bridesmaid, but never the bride.
Mm.
Those are his words.
Mhm.
And sometimes you just should be happy being a bridesmaid. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're making the kind of money he was making. No, to go over to AEW to get paid another boatload of money, a bag. Like he said, that's the only reason he would come back was for the bag. And then now to see what that company is, from a perspective to where they're talking about buying him out of his contract. Yeah, it would be a blow. It would be a big blow because you didn't do it over here. Now you're going over here and you didn't do it over here. Yeah, it would be a big blow. I would think. I would think.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're right.
Because the thing is, he had a chance to do it over here, and he had a chance to do it over here. Honestly, you know
Two
what I
two
mean?
shots. And he
No,
probably had it better in AEW. Remember the words that CM Punk said, "For me to come back to wrestling, it's gonna take a big bag."
that's what I just said. That's what I
Right,
said.
right, right, right.
He came back and he got it.
And he got his big
Yeah,
bag.
he came back and got it. But like I say, you know, he got the money. He's secure as far as that go. But the legacy, as far as if he used to leave AEW right now, that's not going to be a great legacy at all. You know what I mean?
He's got yeah.
Even
I
though he
mean,
won, even though he won the world title there, maybe that's what it was about. It was about winning the belt. You know what I mean? Seriously, maybe that's what it was about. I can't tell you. I really don't know. But where things are right now in AEW, I don't think I don't think they should be there right now because there again, you are working with a lot of kids, and when you came in, that's something that you should have known. You got to know how to handle that thing. You got to, put the gloves on, and you got to say, "How am I going to handle this right here? I got to pick this guy up a little lighter than I picked this other guy." Literally, you got to. I say when you're dealing with young people, I've said it a million times, probably. I say when you're dealing with young people, you got to know how to go down to their level in order to bring them up to your level. You got to do it. It's the only way you can communicate with them. And I say that because I've talked to kids that are in dire straight situation, locked up at 15, 16 years old. Okay. I had a kid ask me one time, he goes, why would they give someone 16 years old 60 years in prison? He didn't even know. I had to go down to his level to explain to him to make him understand why something like that can happen. So that's why I say that. I'm talking from experience dealing with young people, okay? And I just feel like he was in the same position dealing with a lot of young people. They wasn't in prison,
no.
but they were still young. Just like what Sammy Guevara is going through right now. You don't fire him for what he's going through right now. You pull him you pull him in and you say, hey man, if you want to be around, if you want to stick around here, this is the way it's got to be done. That's what you do. Okay, I could be wrong, but
No, I think that you're
I could be wrong.
100%.
I could be wrong. All right,
Mm-mm.
you know, you know, I could be. I doubt it, but
Well, my thing on him, and I know we got to take a break, but I'll say this real quick. Like, you're going to another organization, you're getting a chance at a second run at an elder age, right? You proclaim to be one of the greats in the industry. When Shawn Michaels came back in 2002, he wrestled actively from 2002 to 2012. You know how many world title reigns he had? Real world title, lengthy world title reigns? None. Like he won the title in the Elimination Chamber that you were in, but then he lost it like a week later. You know what I mean? Really none in a 10-year period. As great as Shawn Michaels is. Do you know what Shawn Michaels did, though, in those 10 years? Oh, I don't know. Elevate all the young talent, like literally all of them. Lost to John Cena on television, gave Shelton Benjamin the match of his life. You know?
Let me. I know we got to take a break, but let me echo that right there. You think the same Shawn Michaels would be getting, that praise that the Shawn Michaels 15 years before?
No.
Exactly my point. Can you dig it, sucker?
You are listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.